Today in our / malicious compliance. You don't want me in your class. Oh. Okay, so this took place long ago. I think it was in 2009. I was 14 years old, and for context, we live in a country that's not very familiar with English, especially in 2009. At this period, almost nobody used English in their daily life. No song translation, all the media in our native language. This resulted in really poor English lessons. We were learning since we were 11 years old, and we were studying simple stuff. For my part, I was always interested in languages, and I was traveling for sport as I was training better and started to international cake competitions. This resulted in me not only learning but using English for 3 years. At that point, I already read 2 Harry Potter books in English, so I can say I was really bored English class. I had little time to do my homework because I was training a lot, and boy, we had a lot of homework. I was studying sciences, math, English, German, none of them being my native language, and art. And this resulted in a lot of stuff to do after class. So when the year started, I especially chose a place at the back of the classroom for the English lessons. Usually in English, the teacher gives an exercise, waits for everybody to finish it, then asks a student to resolve the beginning of the exercise. If he does not know, she goes to ask the next student, etc., until all the exercise is solved. This permitted me to resolve the exercise in 5 minutes and do my homework during 15 minutes while listening to the answers or correcting in 5 minutes with all the correct answers written on the blackboard. Not to brag, but to me it was really easy, and I was not correcting a lot of my first answers. And you may ask, how did I do when she asked me to answer? Well, my answers were ready, so it was easy. I had been doing this for years with several English teachers, and as I was not disturbing the class, none of them were annoyed by that, but her. She did not like it. So, the first time she has noticed was in the middle of the year. I was stuck on a math problem, and I had not followed how far she was in the exercise and what she asked me. So, of course, I asked her to repeat the question, and I think that's the first time she has looked at my desk. Her face was priceless. I had 2 different exercise sheets, 3 mathematical formula sheets, a pile of draft sheets filled with calculation, a lot of color pens, a ruler, and a calculator. Our exercise were on a single sheet, and I should have an English book opened to help me do the exercise. Her, where is your English book? Mama, I have it. It's in my bag. Her, why don't you have it in front of you? Me, don't need it. Her, obviously you do, as you cannot answer my question. But her, and what are you doing anyway? Put all that useless stuff in your bag and open your English book. So, being non-confrontational, I obliged for the rest of the lesson. It was boring. The next lesson, I really needed to do my homework, and I did not want it to lose that much time as I did during the last lesson. So, as always, I started silently. I decided to do small homework, the type that only need 1 sheet of paper, so she would not notice. But she did, and she got pissed. She asked me once again to put that useless stuff away. So, I decided to do exactly what she asked. I put her English book and sheet in my bag. She shouted at me and sent me to the headmaster with an explanation note. The headmaster is the one supposed to punish you in our schools, for example, by giving detention. But just before I closed the classroom door, she did a last mistake. She shouted, "And if my lesson does not please you, you are not forced to come to my class." Well, before that point, I was. I went to the headmaster. He asked a couple of questions, and as he knew my training situation, he did not give me detention. He just asked me apologize to the teacher. And here finally comes the malicious compliance. I wrote a small letter stating, "I am sorry I implied that the English book is useless. It is a well-written reference book that may be useful to 12 years old students." Petty, but relieving. Before the next English lesson, I put the letter on my desk and left before she arrived. I went to a room where a student without a teacher can study calmly, under the supervision of a school employee. Therefore, I was not doing anything against the rules of the school. If I was not under the supervision of a teacher, I had to be there. And this was the perfect place to do my homework. Of course, after 15 minutes, I get disturbed by a student of my class who states that she asks me to come back to class. I answered I was busy and she gave me the right not to come, that everybody heard her, and if she wants to revoke that, she can see this with my head teacher or with the headmaster. The student left, and the end of the hour was quiet. Few days passed, and of course, I am asked to go to the headmaster's office, and she is there, my head teacher is there, the headmaster is there, and to my surprise, my mother is there. My mom is also a teacher in this school, teacher, and she heard what happened and did not wanted to miss that. "Headmaster, up, please have a seat." "Me, is it going to be long? We have a German lesson that I don't want to miss." English teacher, "See, up is always like that." "Headmaster, don't worry, up. You are excused from missing your lessons." Head teacher, "So, can you explain us why you don't go to English classes anymore?" "Me? Well, I don't learn anything there, and I have homework to do, as you may know it." My head teacher was the sciences teacher. She gave a lot of homework. English teacher, "You could do it at home like everyone else. It is why it is called homework." Mom, she is training 2 to 4 hours per day, and I can assure you, she is also doing homework at home. Headmaster, "Do you really need this extra time to do your homework?" "Minimize 4 hours per week. It is a lot." Head teacher, "I don't understand why you did not have this problem before." "Because I was already doing them during the English lesson." English teacher just never noticed, because I was not disturbing the class. Headmaster, "I see." English teacher, "There is no way she is doing her homework in my classroom. This classroom is for English only." "Me, I'll do them in the study room then. You allowed me not to come to your class." "I don't see why there is a problem." Mom, smiling indeed, "I don't see the problem." English teacher, "But the exam." Me, "Oh, don't worry about your exam. I'll still see it." Mom, "But we will be asking for an external jury if English teacher is acting like this. This is something we can do in my country if we have suspicion of non-correct teacher." Headmaster, "Well, as I see it, not going to the English class is not helping you to succeed the English exam. So this would be your choice and your risk. If you make this choice, you may not come back on your decision and complain if you fail." Me, "I know." Headmaster, "I will see with the secretary if we can make some kind of official paper for this. Maybe we'll be happy to have her parents' signature as well. Mom, trusting me with pleasure. Headmaster, head teacher, would you agree to this decision, as you know of better than me? Head teacher, I don't know how she does in English, but she is really hard in sciences, and I think we can trust her decision-making for herself. I would be disappointed to see her homework not been turned in time, and it is her English exam, after all. English teacher, but headmaster, and I don't think you will need an external jury, as I will reread up his English exam myself after correction. You agree, English teacher? English teacher, I guess so. Headmaster, then it is settled. Have a nice day. It is his way to ask us to leave. And like that, the end of the year went smoothly. I had more time to do my homework, and I succeeded. Her exam. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to like, subscribe, smash the bell, and whatever else our YouTube overlords require nowadays.